Good morning, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to make kind of a one-pot meal. It's going to be kielbasa, potatoes, peppers, onions, and this and that, you know. So kind of an easy meal, and I will leave it on the stovetop for whatever times the different people that live in the house happen to come in for dinner. And if you're brand new here, welcome, welcome. Is it 11:30 or 12:30? I think it's 11:30. Anyway, it's 11:30 in the morning. I just heard the clock bong. And if you're not new here, welcome back. I'm going to get to the washing of the veggies and show you all that in a minute. Okay, here's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use one of these beef kielbasas, 3 of these peppers, and this one is a little bit starting to get a little wrinkly, so I'm going to see what it looks like on the inside and if I can use any of it. And these are fresh. And then I'm going to use a whole onion. We like onions and peppers. And I'm going to use 2 bags of the Dutch baby or yellow gold or whatever. I think they're called different names. I hope they're the same thing. Anyway, they're yellow on the inside. I'm going to put all that together, and I'm going to do the potato. First I'm going to do the meat, and then I'm going to put in the potatoes, and the veggies will go in last. And I'm going to serve it up with this bread that I got for 50% off yesterday at our Fred Meyer Kroger. So, and it is La Brea honey sunflower sliced loaf. It sounds like it'd be good with soft butter. Might even put it in foil and warm it up because that'll make them eat it faster. So first thing I'm going to do is slice this up into coins, you know, and get that in the pan with maybe a little olive oil. Okay, I'm having trouble getting a good shot of what I'm doing here, but I think you can see it now. My coffee maker's in the way. I don't care how much counter space I'm given, because I have double what I had in the house that I lived in for 20 years before we bought this one. I'll use it all. And I use it, like, do I need? I don't need a lot of stuff on the counter. I need intervention is what I need. So I'm making them in coins like this. So I just got off the phone with my doctor's office 4 months ago. I went in for a physical. You know, they did everything that they usually do for a physical, and they did a what do you call it? You know, a blood panel or all of that. And he said when I did it, he goes, now call us in a couple of weeks, see if we need to see you, because you don't want to drop through the cracks. Well, 4 months go by, and today I said, okay, finally, I'll call. So I called, and somebody I didn't recognize answered the phone in there, and I said, you know, what I needed and why I needed it, and it had been a long time. So he goes, well, let me pull it up. And he said, well, it looks like everything is great. My LDL, my HDL, my enzymes, my blah, 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 blah. The only thing that's not great, of course, is my weight. And we all know that. But anyway, he says, it does show, and my A1C is great and all that, because it does show that your C-reactive, your inflammation in your body is high. And he said, well, yeah, but, you know, if you look at my chart, I've got arthritis and, you know, I've got inflammation for sure. And he goes, okay, well, we know that. He goes, you want me to make an appointment for you to come in and discuss it with the doctor? And I said, well, is there much you can do about that? You know, I mean, really? He said, let me send you your records. So I guess I will research it and call them back and tell them if I actually need an appointment. Anyway, I really do like this doctor. I don't mean like as a person, but I mean as a care provider, because I've had some frogs and not many princes. My husband just came in with the doggies. I'm going to get quiet for a minute. Here's what it looks like, and maybe I should have made 2 of the packages of kielbasa, but really we do still have some leftovers in here in the fridge, and so I don't want to over make. I want to make what they're going to eat in a timely manner, so I don't have to throw away food because it's so expensive. So I'm going to brown these nice. I like to get a nice crunchy crumble on them, you know. And they do that because they're fat. And then after that gets done, I'm going to add in the potatoes and a little tiny bit of chicken broth so that this steams and cooks the potatoes, but not overly. And then the onions and peppers. And then that is pretty much that for this. Turns out this little bell pepper that I wondered if it was any good is fine. It was great on the inside, so I'm going to go ahead and add, oh shoot, I meant to wash them first, but they're already in this. I was going to go ahead and cut this up. So, now they're going to get washed. Do you wash before you cut or after? I don't know if it makes a big difference to me or not when I remember most of the time. So, I think I got this strainer that I'm using at Goodwill or St. Vinny's. I can't remember, it's been too long, but it sure has lasted a long time. It's not something I just got. Oh, seeds on here. Nobody wants those. I've got the meat cooking, and I've stirred it a few times, and it's starting to release some of that oil. So, I'm going to get these chopped up, and I'm going to try to make them more in strips than in, like squares. And then I'll get back to you. Alright, these are washed and chopped, and I got a good amount. This is a pretty good size bowl. That'll be enough. And then I'm going to do the whole onion, and I'm going to do them maybe about the same size as the peppers. I might want another onion, I'm not sure. Got my Rachel Ray garbage bowl down here. I had to switch from the little knife to this. This is a bed knife. This is the one that cut my finger so bad. I still am numb on my finger, and it's been a year. I think I severed nerves. It's bad. Anyway, enough about me. Back to this onion. See how the onion has that green part right in there, in the middle? I always take that out now because I never did before, but now I take it out because my daughter was over one day when I was doing onions, and she said, a lot of people take those out because it's what makes the onion taste a little bit bitter if you leave it in. So I'm careful about it now. And I think the older the onion, the more chance that you're going to have that green bit in the middle. So here we go with the onions. I'm going to put these in a different bowl. I don't want them in with the green beans because they're going to go in at a different, green beans with the green peppers because they're going to go in at a different time. So I got another bowl for onions. And I'll put these in next. Here are the onions chopped up. And I just made a little bit of this, it's beef. I started to use chicken, but I decided on beef. So here's what I'm going to put in for some releasing the good stuff stuck to the bottom of the pan, which I need to tell you a little something here. I burned it. Not burned it enough that I won't eat it, but some people might go, no, I'll show you. So, as you can see, it's pretty dark on some pieces, but I'm the one who always says, burn me a hot dog. If we're having hot dogs, I'll say, give me a really black one. I like that, and I know it's not good for you, but I do. I don't eat hot dogs and stuff like this that often, but I think it's going to make a difference in me. Anyway, I'm going to get the good bits off of this and deglaze this pan, and I'll come right back. Well, hey, let's just put the stuff in and you can watch me do it. It's not going to be a long video. You can hear the fan and probably not hear me very well. I should be wearing a microphone. I really should. So I'm going to wait until this heats back up a little bit, and I'm going to pour this liquid in, and that'll release all the good bits. I won't make you wait. All right, I'm back, and it's sizzling. There is a little oil in here. I'm not going to take it out because it's not enough to worry over, and it's full of the flavor of this. So I'm going to turn it up just a little bit because it's not going to be a long, it's just going to be a quick to deglaze. Well, I thought I was where I needed to be. Hold on a sec. It's Thursday here. It's the actual day I'm going to post this. I should have done it earlier in the morning. Do you all pay attention to what time you should? So YouTube has a place where you can go in your information, and it says the time of day when most of the people who subscribe to your channel are going to be on. Well, I missed it. It was at 10 a.m. It's at 12:10 now. I do it about half of the time if I'm ready, if I have anything together to do, So anyway, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and put it in. Woohoo! That made a nice noise. Good. Okay. Now, you just scrape the bottom of the pan until the bits come up. Yummy, yummy. Lots and lots of flavor in those bits. So it's already it's over half done of deglazing this pan. I'm going to turn it off and leave it alone for a minute and come back to it with the potatoes cut and ready to go in because I need to cook the potatoes to done. You know, I could do them in the toaster oven. Not the toaster oven. What do you call that thing? Yeah, there's a special name for that that I can't think of. Anyway, air fryer. That's what it is. I'm not able to think of 12 things at once and multitask in the head like I used to. So this is off. I'll rinse all of this off and I'll get to the potatoes next. So I'm going to kind of rub and scrub and just do a little bit, you know, on these potatoes. And then I think the small ones I may even leave whole because there's some really tiny ones like this versus the bigger ones. So there's a size difference. So maybe I'll do halves and quarters on super big ones and leave the little ones whole. And I'm going to get washing these with 2 hands because I like to get them good and clean, of course. And so you're not going to have to watch that. Hi, I'm back, and the potatoes are washed and chopped and ready. And so I don't want these to be like mushy, like not mushy, but not soft like they are when you use them for a stew or whatever. So I think I am going to bake them off in the oven on a, you know, a sheet pan, and then I'll add them to the actual pan that I'm going to mix everything together with. So that's coming up next. Okay, here we go. I've got the potatoes. This is what I keep my olive oil in. Well, you know, not the whole bottle, but I put it in here so that I can just spot spray and know that I get everything. And I think I use less. So then I'm going to stir this up. Should I get a spoon? Let's see, what did I do with my spoon? Here it is. Okay. I'm using a great big sheet pan and non-stick foil and hoping for the best. I'm going to put down some oil on the non-stick foil anyway. Oh, Stream Chef, no. Okay, that's all sprayed now. Sprayed. Put this down. That was my garbage bowl. I got rid of all the onion and pepper, you know, wrappers or rinds or whatever, peelings. Okay, try to get these as individual to the heat source as I can. And I'm just going to put them up on a pretty high temp, maybe not broil or anything, but maybe 425 and see how that goes, and I'll check it for brownness. And that's my story. I just dumped the onions into this with the meat and that little bit of liquid that's still in there. It's not a lot. It's maybe, I don't know, maybe a quarter. I think that'll burn away as I fry the onions mostly. So, turn this up. Did I turn on the right one? I never know. It's always a surprise. Let's see, turn it down a little bit lower than that. This will pick up some of that kielbasa and beef flavor too as I soften the onions. The very last thing that I'll put in will be these peppers. I don't like peppers real done. I like them to still have a bit of a bite to them. But the onions, I like those done. So last night I was binge watching my thing that I've been watching for weeks on Netflix, and it's The Crown. And it ended. And I was waiting for the next episode to come on, and it just kept trying to offer me new stuff. I had no idea it was the last episode. And it made me think of that thing where you always see people go, well, I was eating my M&Ms, you know, and then I put my finger in there, and there were no M&Ms left. And if I'd known it was the last M&M, I would have really savored it. I felt like that about the last episode of The Crown. I can't wait for the new, I don't even know if they're making more. So it's at the part where, well, it's history, so I'm not giving away anything. It follows history. Diana and Charles have just had their divorce finalized, and Camilla and Charles are all, you know, together as one, normal and out and proud. And let's see what else. What is another thing? Oh, the kids. Harry and his brother are like 10 and 13, the princes. And, oh, Miss Diana is just starting to pick up with Dodi Fayez. And there's some things that I didn't know about history that I've seen in this, and I know a lot of it is kind of, you know, dramatized and everything, but it does follow a lot of things historically, and I really enjoyed that. If I have a thing that I enjoy historically, it's anything British, well, anything like that. The United Kingdom, like from Scotland, Ireland, all of that. I just really love to learn about that. So, I'm going to get these onions to soften. And not softening, but cooking up some. And there we go. My onions are soft as I want them. There's some that aren't soft as others, depending on how thick they were and where the onion they came from. So now I'm going to just pop these in and turn it off. I don't want these to get sloppy, but I don't want them to be hard either. So I think you can see, yeah, you can. So here we go. I'm going to turn it off and put the lid on it. And I'll show you the onions. What was I going to do? I turned it off. Now I'm going to, okay, take this off. So you can hear those kind of sizzling. That means they're going to get a nice crust on them. Yes, indeedy. I'm sorry about the coming and going of my microphone. I keep forgetting to put it on after I take it off because I'm attached to the camera, by this microphone. And if I have walked off with it attached, and it's never good. So anyway, I'm going to open this bread and stick it on some nonstick foil and wrap it up. And then I'm going to put a little bit of butter on it so that it's soft. Maybe I should put olive oil. Not sure. Anyway, here's this nonstick foil. It looks like I didn't make a big enough piece. I hate it when I guess wrong. Well, maybe it will work. Okay, well I didn't put the butter or the oil on it. So, butter it is. Let's see how this works. Try not to bump around on the camera so you have to hear that. I don't want it to be super buttery, but I think it'll add some moisture too. When you get them for 50% off, it's usually because they're going to go, the best by date is today, so I wanted to get this done. Done. Okay, that's good enough. I'm not going to put anything else on it, I don't think. I will go ahead and wrap it up. I love the non-stick foil because it's non-stick and it's just wonderful with everything. I think it's the best thing that the inventions have been lately is the non-stick foil. Okay, it's ready to go into a warm oven and we'll call her good. I've got that bread in the oven here, the air fryer, but I've got it on actually bake instead of air fryer, toast or whatever. And I just put it on for about 12 minutes. I just want to warm it through with the butter and get it so it's a little bit moister. And this is done. It's all soft like I want it. And I'm just waiting on the potatoes to put, and then I'm done. Filled the dishwasher, and all I have that wouldn't fit now is the big measuring cup and one bowl. So, and of course dinner dishes will be needed to be washed too. Potatoes are out of the oven, and get one right here and show you. It just goes right in. They're nice and soft in the middle, and I can hear them releasing the hot air. I can hear every once in a while one will go. So I'm going to put them in here first, and then I'll put the other stuff on top. Okay, have you ever been out, driving in your car, and there's a car in front of you, and it's got a bumper sticker, and it says, "Don't follow me, I'm lost too." So it's kind of like that. I'll just tell you that up front. This didn't turn out the way that I envisioned it, but it turned out just fine. So instead of putting the potatoes with the other stuff, I like to keep them separate. The reason for that is they browned up so pretty and crispy, and I'm afraid that if I mix them with the other ingredients, they'll moisten down and they won't be as yummy. So you're going to put a spoonful of that, or help yourself to that on your plate. You can put this anywhere else on the plate or on top of it or under it, I don't care. And then here's the bread, and I'm going to serve up a plate and show you a still picture. Okay, I won't show you a still picture. I'll show you the rest of the video and close it out here. Here's the bread, and it got nice and soft. And here's the plate served up, and I'm going to put that in front of one of the guys here to eat. And that is it for my day of what's for dinner. And it's another meal for my menu plan for the week to cross off. Thank you for watching, and if you like what you see, please do consider hitting the subscribe button. I love to have you all be regulars here, if you have the time, you know, and say hi, and I love to chat if you like to chat, you know. There's also a like button that you can just do. It's a little thumbs up, but the icon for subscribing that costs you nothing is that little bell that you tap. So I hope that you all have a good dinner later today. It is now 1:25 p.m. So this is going to be Brenner? No, that's, it's dinner and lunch together. Dunch? Linner? I don't know. Bye-bye.